everyone, it's Mindful Monday. I'm Teresa Green from Slow Paths Wellness. Today I'm going to talk about when you're feeling just a little down or you're feeling kind of burnt out or tired. Now, sometimes this can be something that's gone on a long time and it can be very serious, and in those cases you may need to get help from a therapist, at least from a coach, or your doctor if it's something that's gone on a very long time and you just feel like it's very hopeless for you. It's not actually hopeless. There's plenty of things people can do for you and that you can do for yourself. But if you get to that place where it just feels really, really, really down, then you want to reach out to other people. But if you catch it early, sometimes you can manage it yourself. So if you just have a day where you're just feeling down or you're feeling tired or you feel like you've just given a whole lot more of yourself than you actually had to give, today's Mindfulness Monday will be helpful for you. So the first thing I want you to do when you start feeling that way is to practice self-compassion, to give yourself permission to feel tired. I'm not doing as much as I thought I should do, or whatever reason you have for trying to invalidate your feelings about feeling tired or feeling burnt out or just feeling kind of like the spark's kind of gone. Don't do that to yourself. If you feel like that, you feel like that. So go ahead and check in with yourself and think, okay, what's going on? Why do I feel kind of like I'm just not fully here like I want to be? What's going on? And sometimes you won't have a why, but just sit down and feel the actual feeling. What does it feel like in your body? So if you're feeling really tired, do your eyes feel like they're tired? Do you feel like you want to close your eyes? Do your arms feel heavy? Do you feel kind of headachy or like there's something like cotton in your head? Or do you just kind of feel like you don't have the energy to even move forward in any way at all? Just give yourself permission to feel what you're actually feeling. And try to let go of the idea of whether it's really pleasant or really unpleasant, or trying to have a lot of talk in your head, self-talk about what this means. I'll never get this back, or I've lost my edge. Try not to think things like that. Try to just go with the very basic. Right now, I feel fatigued. Right now, I feel sad. Right now, I feel like I'm not going where I want to in my life. Right now, I feel frustrated. Right now, I feel like the problems that I'm dealing with are not going to resolve. Right now, I'm thinking that, and the way that feels inside of me is I feel constriction here in my chest, or my stomach doesn't feel comfortable, or my shoulders feel tight or saggy, or I just feel very low energy. Just go with exactly what you feel. And if you have an overwhelming thought about it, like I said, with the idea of I feel like I've lost my edge and I'll never get it back again, or I'll never resolve these problems, or work will never be fun, any of those feelings, just accept them that they're there. Don't have to try to solve them yet. Don't have to try to come up with reasons why they're true or untrue yet. For right now, just accept that you actually feel that way and give yourself permission to do that. The next thing I want you to do as part of the self-compassion, so the first part of self-compassion is accepting the reality of the feelings and exploring them a little as far as actually facing what they are, what the sensory feelings are, what the thoughts are, and to do that in a way that gives you validation for it. So that's the first step of self-compassion, is to let yourself feel what you feel. The second part is to give yourself a little bit of the other side of the coin. So remember the things that are going well right now. That's not to try to invalidate the first feelings. That's why we did that first. That's to give your brain balance. So it's not all or nothing. A lot of times when our fight or flight gets invoked and our fight or flight system gets activated, our brains go naturally to having a much more binary, black and white, everything's either all right or all wrong way of looking at things, and that's just the way your nervous system works. So in order to combat that, you have to consciously, when you know to do it, consciously give yourself some balance. So if you're thinking, I just feel really tired, you can think, okay, but I remember in my life, it may not be immediately, but in my life, not feeling that way. Or I can rest and see how I feel tomorrow. And remember, sometimes when you're in the middle of feeling those feelings, it'll feel like you've always felt like that and you've never felt tired and felt good. And it's really hard to remember the good things when your nervous system feels overwhelmed by bad things. So give yourself credit for the things that are going well. You can say, well, I'm really, really tired, but I made some extra money this week. Or I'm really, really tired, but I showed up and I did my job. Or I'm really, really tired and I took off some time to take care of myself. Or I'm really, really tired and I'm going to watch a fun movie tonight to help balance myself out. Any of those things that you can say that will give you a little bit of a balance and give yourself credit for either taking care of yourself by doing less, or by taking care of yourself by exerting yourself more in the short term with the idea of giving yourself a break in the long term, or just anything where you can give yourself, I did really well. I was really tired, and when my spouse annoyed me while I was tired, I was able to see that it was more my stuff than their stuff, and I was able to be kind. Or I was not as unkind as I could have been if you didn't quite pull that off, as sometimes happens when you're tired. So that's the second step. So the first step was to acknowledge the reality of the feelings, validate it, give yourself permission to feel both the sensory feelings and the thoughts that you feel. The second step is to give yourself credit for the things that are going well, things that you're doing well, the way that you're handling things. So as if you were your own best friend. So if your best friend came to you and said, I just feel so tired, I don't know how I'm going to do anything, I feel like I can't do anything right, well, how would you handle that? Ideally, first you would commiserate a little bit. Wow, I'm really sorry you feel tired. That sounds very uncomfortable. Is there anything I can do to help? And then when they say, I don't know, I just can't get anything right, well, then you would want to say, not necessarily arguing with them, because then that's the writing reflex is what we call it in coaching, but it would be the idea of saying, well, I know you're feeling down right now, but I remember that last week you did, this great thing, or this other, this good thing, or this thing that took a lot of strength and energy, or a lot of courage to do, and I think that person is still in there, and I understand you feel bad, and we can work on that, but I do know that deep inside of you, there's a person who doesn't have every single thing going bad in their life, and we can try to work towards that person. So if you would do that for a friend, then you can do it for yourself as well. And then the next thing, the third thing, is to give yourself a break. And that can be something fun. It can be rest. Sometimes it can just be kind of calling quits. Saying, you know what, for today, this is done. I'm exhausted, I'm tired, I don't feel well, I haven't felt well for a few days or a few weeks, and I don't really have the capacity to even self-care at the moment. What I'm going to do is just shut it all down and go to bed, or whatever that looks like for you, and do the minimum necessary for a little bit of time to be able to get myself back in gear. And then once you do that, you also can put some things in your life to look forward to. So that would be, for me, a lot of times that's giving myself a day off with nothing I have to do but read fun books, and maybe watch some TV, and like almost purposely waste time. That gives me a break, gives my brain a break, gives me a chance to recoup and recharge, and then that way I'm able to come back and be my best self when I'm trying to be of service to other people. So we'll go over that real quickly again. Accept the reality of what you're actually feeling. Give yourself permission to feel that, and be nice to yourself. So you can talk to yourself and say, I'm sorry you're not feeling well right now, Teresa, or insert your name, and that's okay. We're going to be with you. I'm not going to beat you up about that. And the second one, give yourself credit for the things that are going well. That was really strong of you to hang in there even though you were tired. And I'm very glad that now you're also giving yourself the break and giving yourself a chance to recharge and taking care of yourself. So you did both. You hung in there where you needed to, and then you gave yourself a break. And that was a really good strong, healthy thing to do. So give yourself credit where you need credit. And then give yourself either something positive to look forward to, or if you're too tired to even do that, just give yourself permission to collapse, to have it all just shut down, turn off the computer. In either one of those things. So you say, okay, I'm tired, I'm exhausted, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to plan a afternoon off. I'm going to take an afternoon off, take a mental health day. I'm going to go see a movie. I'm going to go to the park, go wherever I need to go, or do whatever I need to do, read a book, so that I can just have some downtime and recharge. Or I'm going to call my friend and talk to a friend who's really helpful and supportive. Or I'm going to go out to eat and give myself a special meal because I did really well. I did the extra work I had to do for this one, project, and I got some extra funds for it. So I'm going to enjoy that. I'm going to enjoy the things that I enjoy in life. So, or I'm just too tired to even think about how to do all those things. I'm going to take a bath and go to bed. Either one of those is a great option. So that's Mindful Monday for today. What to do when you're feeling exhausted, tired, burnt out, and feeling like you're just not able to rise above those feelings in a way that you feel like is healthy. So you don't have to rise above feelings. You can just have your feelings. And a lot of times when you give yourself permission to have the feelings, your body's able to feel like it's expressed the thing that it feels is wrong, and you're able to move beyond them an awful lot faster. So thank you for listening today. Please share this video if you've found it helpful, and I look forward to seeing you next week.